then we'll look at Markham, and the third one is Stouffville. So we'll get started with Etobicoke first. So first of all, at least it was a little bit of knowledge for me as well, because I wasn't aware of this. So Etobicoke is part of City of Toronto. So earlier when the town was established, it was separate by itself. But what happened over the period of years is they've involved all these suburbs, and they now call it City of Toronto. So if you look at City of Toronto, it's this outline over here. So that includes Scarborough, East York, Old Toronto, York, North York, Etobicoke. So specifically, Etobicoke is this area highlighted in red, and anything to the left of Humber River is what constitutes of Etobicoke. So just a little background if you guys weren't aware of it. Etobicoke comprises of W10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. And I talked about the amalgamation that happened in 1998, where the Metro Toronto area, they took all these areas like Etobicoke, Scarborough, York, and other areas and called it City of Toronto. Majority of the development is heavily industrialized. So there's very little residential, but majority of this is all industry. If you look at geography of Etobicoke, so it's really split in 3 parts. So if I go back to the map here, so it's the central portion, then there's the lake shore area, which is towards Lake Ontario, and then there is northern portion. So just so you're aware. So Lakeshore, we covered Central Etobicoke and North Etobicoke. So in terms of the big economy drivers, so in Central Etobicoke, you have your Islington City Center West. This is one of the 4 business districts outside downtown Toronto. So this is where most of the businesses are. Some of the companies that have headquarters over here are Pizza, Sunwing Airlines. So they're headquartered in Etobicoke. There's a lot of condo activity. There are planned condos, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well. Along the lakeshore area, close to Humber Bay. So if I go back to my map, so right towards the bottom of this area, W6, that's where most of these condo buildings are. Prices are very competitive to what we have in Toronto, a little bit on the lower side, but generally very competitive. So that's where most of the development is happening. It's towards that lakeshore. Second development is happening in the middle towards that Islington Center that I just talked to you about. So those are the 2 spots where most of the development is happening. The Humber Bay that I talked about, like this area towards the bottom lakeshore, you're not too far from the airport. Airport is literally like 15 minutes towards the west of this area. And if you go east, then you hit City of Toronto within 20 minutes. Some of the key transportation hubs. So there are 4 main stops, right? Starting from the top, you're looking at Islington, Kipling Go, there's Long Branch Go, and there's Mimico. So this area down here, it's called Mimico Lakeshore. That's what it's mostly called by. There is Humber College over here. So you find a lot of people who are either wanting to live a little bit outside Toronto downtown and not pay the premium, still want to be close to the transit area. You got IKEA in Etobicoke. So this is really an area that is up and coming. There are a lot of planned projects that are still in the planning phase, and I'll talk about one of them in the presentation today. So this is a very hot area from an investment standpoint, from pre-construction standpoint. So this is where most of the activities are. In terms of population, mostly European is the top, 55%, 56%, followed by South Asians. So basically it's all mixed, but primarily European population, same as what we saw in Toronto area. I talked about 2 colleges. So there are 2 primary colleges. There are University of Gulf. They have a Humber branch over here, and then they have Humber Lakeshore West. So these are the 2 areas. If somebody is looking for college rentals, I would suggest that being in the Lakeshore area, close to the Humber Lakeshore West campus, that's an area to invest in. If somebody is looking for pre-construction or just looking for rental, that is rented out pretty much most of the year. So Lakeshore, Mimico, towards the towards Lake Ontario's. That's the area for investing. Now let's look at some of the trends in real estate. So we'll specifically focus on the Mimico, which is the lakeshore area that I just talked about. So let's go here. So Mimico. So let's look at the prices. So if you look at, I mean, you won't find much of detached homes. So I don't think these numbers are a true reflection of it. But whatever inventory is available, so you're looking at least 1.5, 1.7, that range, and the prices have gone up by 18% over the past 1 year. So if I look at condos, right, so that's what you are primarily going to find. That's the product that sells here. So if you're looking at a 2-bedroom, that's an up of 11% year-over-year growth. So it's really high in terms of the growth. And you're looking at an average sold price of 737, a monthly change of 3%, which I think is very consistent with what we have seen in the other areas. If I recall the other presentations, Ritesh, I think you'll also remember, I think month-over-month change generally in all the areas we've seen at least anywhere between close to 3%, 2.5% to 3% generally. Quarterly change is a little bit down. So I think this is specifically for that area, a little bit skewed, but generally you're looking at an average sold price of 737 and an appreciation of at least 10%, which is not as high as Kitchener-Waterloo area, which I think was like mid-20s, if I recall that correctly. This one's still in the 10%
so I would like
range.
to give a reason for that. I don't know whether Herman is there or not in this presentation. So we were tracking this market from last 1 year, and
Etobicoke market.
Etobicoke market. So especially this the area near to Lakeshore, this was actually a little overpriced, and more people wanted to go towards that area. And now the problem is there are a lot of buildings are coming, so view is not that good.
Yeah.
So now what happened? You were facing the lake. Now another building came up.
Yeah.
In
now
front
your
of that.
view is blocked.
So view is blocked. So prices there, people are paying more premium for the view actually. And second, the renters are also very high. But and you need to understand one thing: everything has a stagnancy level, and at certain point, condos when they got old. In Etobicoke, another problem is you see there are a lot of old buildings are there. Like on Dixon Road, you see there are 4 or 5 buildings which are very, very old. The price actually depreciates there. So you need to understand one thing: after a certain time, 20, 30 years down the line, when the monthly fees get increased, then the condo price actually start decreasing.
That's right.
So Etobicoke is facing that time, where the prices are not going up, and whatever price appreciation you're seeing, this is because of new construction or due to, or maybe the low rise like townhouse or detached or semi-detached prices. But condominium, after a certain time, as the construction depreciates, and all this, condo fees start increasing, and there are this, what do you call those
Common
kind of fees increases. Then special assessment fees are there. I don't know how many of you know about assessment. So most of the old buildings are into assessment phase. So the fees is quite high, so price is decreasing. So Etobicoke is a classic example where the market is increasing by 20-30%, but that particular kind of inventory is decreasing in price. So overall market, you see, is not doing quite well.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's the reason we are not focusing more projects in Etobicoke. We don't hardly have any project because I don't see the condo market going up any further
unless there are new projects that are coming out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And one thing, Ritesh, I think you talked about this, is that when a property, especially in a condo, gets old, the condo fee that people are paying to, they have to cover all the cost of the renovation, right? And when, let's say, the condo building is 15 years old, now you have to get major renovations done. What the property management is going to do is they are going to invite bids, they are going to tender that project. So whatever the price tag is for those renovations, they are going to see how much funds do we have available from the condo fees that the residents are paying. And if there is any delta in that, right, that then gets split across all the tenants who live there. So that's called a special assessment. So for example, let's say the renovations of the building are, $500,000 needs a new roof and whatever common elements need to be improved. So what they'll see is in the condo account, let's say the association account only has $250,000. So they're going to say, okay, residents, we are going to do the project. Are you all in agreement? They sign, and there's obviously, I think, an 80-20 or 70-30, depending on how the condo is set up, the association. So there's voting. So if residents want to get those improvements done, then there's that the difference of that budget is then spread across all the residents. I can give you one example. I was talking to a client. He was trying to sell his condo. This is the case in Brampton, and the price was pretty aggressive. The comparable unit in that building, or not in that building, in that neighborhood, sold for $450. He had listed it for $390. And I asked him why, and it's been on the market for almost 90 days actually, and it didn't sell. So when I asked him why is it not selling, I found out that it's because of the special assessment. His special assessment was $1,200 a month. That is just ridiculous. So $1,200 a month, and that's the reason why he was not able to sell it, even though his asking was much lower than some of the other comparable units. So something to be aware in a condo, right? And Ritesh pointed out, as the inventory ages out, your common element fee also increases.
Sorry to interrupt. So $1,200, how long will he have to pay that money?
So they determine as part of the special assessment, how long do we want to carry this? So is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? Is it 3 years? It entirely depends on how it is structured in, after negotiations with the property management company. See, the thing is, the property management can also screw up. If they are not doing the budgeting, if they are not doing the auditing properly, and they are not bidding competitively and just giving contracts to anybody, because the property management, if they don't do a good job, they can screw up the entire thing. And that's actually what happened in that specific example, where the assessment ended up to be $1,200, and the residents have no choice now. So something to be aware of.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So in that case, right, I mean, if you look at like townhomes, it makes more sense because at least you control, even though there's that common element fee, as long as it covers, let's say, exterior snow cleaning, grass, and all of that, that still, from an investment standpoint, makes more sense. But if it's a condo, obviously you run this risk, even though the price is competitive, but you always run this risk. Okay, so that's Etobicoke. Let's look at one project that I found was interesting that I want to share with the group. 2150 Lakeshore. This is still in the planning phase, but I just wanted to share with this group, see if, what feedback you have, maybe something we try to work with the builder and see if we can get inventory when it releases, but so far it's not up for sale right now. So what they're doing is 2150 Lakeshore Drive. It's, think of this as they're proposing to bring an entire train station. It's right by the lakeshore. They're building a GO station. The address actually is 2150 Lakeshore Drive. It's that, river, towards the lakefront, the Mimico area that we talked about. The plan is to build, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So they're planning around 4 or 5 buildings. And this is by First Capital. So far, they've applied for permits and all of that stuff with the city. So this is something that we can work with the builders as and when it gets to completion. I think this will have a lot of interest generally in the public. So this is one project that I found was at least a little bit better than some of the existing inventory. So website is included in the deck if somebody's interested to read more about it. Pricing or anything is not released or anything, but this is just in the planning phase right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else they have. They're also proposing, like, so this is how it's probably going to look, right? All these towers, phase 1, phase 2, facing the lakeshore. There's going to be a GO station right there, right? Obviously connected to downtown Toronto or to the airport and other areas. Open green spaces. So that's basically what they're pitching. Cool. That's my short presentation for Etobicoke. Unless anybody has anything else to add, anything interesting to share.
No, I think Etobicoke, we don't have anything. Now.
Yeah,
Etobicoke, there are certain townhouse projects. I don't know. Nick, are you there?
Yes, yes.
Nick, there was a project. You remember where we had? I discussed. I think sometime back.
Yes, there was a recent project last month where Etobicoke townhouses were released. Yes.
Oh, that was Lake and Town.
Sorry? No. That was Lake and Town is a separate project, but there was another project in Etobicoke.
So Lake and Town was in Etobicoke only, no?
Yes, that was in Mimiko area, basically.
So do we have anything coming up in Etobicoke? Any towns or anything?
Right now, as far I am, with my knowledge, I think there is a high-rise building coming where the Gardiner and Highway 427 intersect each other.
Okay.
I think we should get at least one project over there, at least on the lakeshore side.
The problem is they're very small. Yeah, they're mostly high-rise buildings.
They're all high-rise. Yeah.
So we can get, because the market is. Nick, what do you think about inventory? Would we be able to, because
in Toronto downtown projects right now, not directly, but yes, through our link, we can get the inventory for sure.
No, I'm not talking about downtown. I'm talking about Etobicoke Lakeshore area, because a lot of buildings are coming up, a lot of projects are coming up there. And can we try to get something there? Because there is, I don't see much competition there, and still it's a price is also quite good. Like one bedroom you're getting in 500,000, so still it's a better price.
Yes, as compared to downtown.
As compared to downtown.
No worries, I will have a look tomorrow. Let's see what we have. What is releasing soon, I will let you know.
Ritesh, also the Modino homes that you shared on the email today, those are in Etobicoke, right? These are detached houses.
Which one?
Yeah.
The email that you shared today, Modino houses, these are in Etobicoke, right? These are detached houses.
Detached houses, Etobicoke.
Modino homes that you emailed today.
Yeah, I shared it with Ritesh. And if you click on the project details, at the last of the PDF, you can see the inventory. There are only 3 or 4 units left, and a 2-bedroom plus den townhouse. It's a kind of townhouse. You can get in around
It's not detached, it's
725. No, there are detached too at the end of the, price list. It's over 1 million. Just have a look. Click on the project details and have a look there. At the end, you have a price range and units available.
Okay, so can you open that, or should I open
it?
Okay, so let me just try to open my screen.
You want me to stop sharing?
That's fine, I can do that. Okay, so let me try to see. We're talking about this one?
Yes. So these are almost ready to move in.
Oh,
right?
yeah, I shared in the evening, yeah. Okay, yeah. But the closing is very... But see, closing are very, very close actually. It doesn't make a sense for investor.
Well, the prices are, they are good if someone is ready to buy.
Brother, okay, so let me tell you a difference. So if closing is very soon, why don't somebody buy a assignment or somebody buy resale? Price would be even lower. So I agree with you, but see, for investor, normally pre-construction makes sense when it is after 2 or 3 years. So if you go to
this is a very small division. They only built like 8 houses.
Yeah, the prices are really good. For a detached house, which has 3,
yeah,
which
this is
has
good
3
price.
bedroom,
I agree with you. The price is quite good. It's not bad. So of course the price is quite good, and deposit is also fine. Yeah, we could, if you have any client like looking detached under 1 million, so of course this is a good option. This looks a good option, like 1.149, 1 million. Let me see the layout. Nori. How it look like?
That's the one. That's the one.
So let me see how the detached look like. I don't see actually. So recreational area, garage, okay. Then you have a deck, living room, kitchen. Okay.
The location is really good. It's near to 401 and 20 kilometers away from downtown.
That looks good actually. In 1 million,
Yeah.
this is very good. Yeah, this is a good option. I didn't see that there's detached. I thought there are only towns. So this is fine. Yeah, good observation. So yeah, we have 2-3 units left, so we could focus and sell. By the time you plan of selling, somebody would take it.
That's good.
But it's still to show to client. Yeah.
Because this email was given to me randomly.
So
I mean, it was
719
distributed.
detached home in 719. Yeah, ये भी Sam कहाँ हो?
हाँ जी
719 detached भाई उठा लो.
The floor plan is not good. It's like a
Not good.
triangle.
Whatever.
छोटे कार हैं आरनाले on top of that it's like any other ABC builder छोटा ये जमीन चक के उत्ते
कोई
बनाने
गल नहीं,
लगे
it's
8-10 कार
okay.
it's that kind of thing right
They are giving you 3% co-op, yaar. What else you want?
no it's not yeah
It's a 2-bedroom.
Yeah, still, see, let me tell you, there are certain. It is better to buy a condo से तो better है भाई.
It's a condo only, 1284.
अबे ठीक है, but why एक high-rise condo से better option है. Trust me, 719 is very good price, यार, Sam.
But the floor plan is not good on this one, Ritesh. The
देखते हैं
school,
अभी क्या है.
it's like a triangle.
Let me see a triangle. Oh yeah. Garage. Kitchen.
this, man?
यार,
Ritesh you
बताओ-
should buy it
यार ये तो लोकेशन ऐसे बताओ ना इसको कि देखो कितना बढ़िया साइड कॉर्नर यूनिट है यार
तो
ये एंड यूनिट
ये तो वही फ्रेश हलाल के पास है
है यार ठीक है देखो यहाँ पर आप कार खड़ी कर सकते हो यहाँ पर एक साइकिल भी खड़ी कर सकते हो इतनी जगह है चलो जोक्स अपार्ट बट ठीक है इट्स गुड टू हैव लाइक वैरायटी इफ समबडी वांट यू कुड शो दिस एज ऑप्शन नॉट अ बैड ऑप्शन या ओके चलो जाके बढ़ो ठीक है ये तो अच्छा है यार दिस लुक्स क्वाइट गुड
Looks good.
ठीक है समथिंग टू शेयर एक्चुअली डिटैच लोग करते हो 7000 डिटैच तो है ही चलो बोलने के लिए ठीक है गुड हाँ जी व्हाट एल्स
चलो जी next.
okay so next okay one thing before we move ahead so since everybody is here it's my request to all guys please fill up this sheet as soon as possible so that we have to plan and we are starting email campaign on this Sunday और उससे पहले बस वगैरह बाकी जगह भी करना है तो अभी भी बहुत लोगों ने भरा नहीं है एक्शन इज नियर जॉर्ज टाउन so just google all these locations and try to fill Acton sorry so it is near Georgetown and then you have सारे जितने भी locations हैं जहाँ पर high लिखा हुआ है I can expect 2 people 3 people like जहाँ low लिखा है try to have only 1 person जहाँ medium लिखा है there could be 2 people जहाँ high लिखा है वहाँ पर 3 हो सकते हैं Karan are you there Karan is not there he's still having dinner with the client now I think so just put your name here in the Brampton then since we are expecting more leads for Brampton we already have a lot of leads we are expecting more leads for Mississauga so you have already put okay good so we are more lead for okay but Richmond if somebody else 4th 5th person also there I don't mind because Richmond we have already a lot of leads and we are doing a lot of promotion Richmond so
Are we promoting the right Richmond? And the reason why I say that is because when we did the Richmond Hill area, we looked at the statistics of Richmond in Vancouver, not Richmond Hill in Toronto.
नहीं
Also just make sure.
मैंने तो वो MLS से निकाला नहीं
नहीं वो Richmond Vancouver का था
कौन सा
जो presentation हमने करी थी Richmond Hill वाली. So when we looked at the trends on Zolo, it was for a location called
that might be there but जो मैंने आपको वो जो बॉन्ड और सबका दिखाया
हाँ वो तो सही है.
Oshawa nobody has put somebody could put for Oshawa Pickering Sam डालो ना यार where are you I want to see your name
put me everywhere
I want to see your name in every column how
yeah
can
you just put it on your own I don't need to
how would you make 1 million 1 year otherwise
and that's what I'm saying just put it everywhere on your own you know it
yeah नहीं but तुम डालो ना खुद okay so try to get it done यार जल्दी से फिर accordingly we start doing campaigns okay so when who's going to have the next presentation Parvinder ji are you ready
He's on mute.
I will do it.
नहीं don't get mute आ जाओ okay so should I open which one
बलविंदर जी बताओ कौन सी करनी है
कौन
आप
सी
करोगे
सोचा कि मैंने वही बनाई है मेरे पास टाइम नहीं था इतना
क्या है नोट से बताओ आपने डाली क्यों
इतना कुछ है भी नहीं
नहीं did you put it here no
नहीं मैंने तो अभी आके किया थोड़ा सा कि
where is the presentation
बोलने के
please
लिए
वो इनके desktop में है.
can you email me that so that I can open here or you want to share your screen
I will share here
okay तो okay ठीक है तो share your screen let me okay give me 1 minute now you could Share your screen. Just try to share now.
Ritesh, I have a question for you. Rose Heaven, the prices that you shared again has the occupancy date of 2025. They had the same date last time as well.
Okay, so it is 2023. I think that's a mistake.
Again, okay.
Let me.
Data
Had the
possession.
same issue last time as well.
So should I start now?
हाँ जी आप start करो.
Okay, ji, I'm going to talk about North York. It's nothing much in their, projects, new projects, but we can still talk about North York a little bit, right? So here is the map of GTA, as you can see in the red in North York. It is surrounded by Etobicoke, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Scarborough, and many other cities because it's in the center. And here is a graph that shows the population growth from 2001 till 2080. In the green is the North York. Its population went up approximately 100,000 in 18 years. Okay, and another one is North York is a multicultural and diverse. As you can see, European people are more in population-wise. And North York was one of the fastest growing part of the region. In 1954, it was declared a city in 1979. And North York continues to be one of the Toronto's major corporate areas with many offices, buildings, and businesses. North York has 2 out of 5 major malls, the Yorkdale Shopping Center, Fairview Mall, and other malls including Center Point Mall and Bayview Village, Sheridan Mall, Yorkdale Mall, and Shepherd Center, So next is the education-wise. The headquarters of Toronto District School Board is in North York. In addition to primary and secondary schools, several post-secondary institutes were established in North York, such as York University, Glendon College, Seneca College, and Centennial College. And transportation-wise, several major highways pass through North York, such as Highway 400, 401, 404, Allen Road, and Don Valley Parkway. Toronto Subways have stations in North York, such as TTC, Ghost Transit, and York Region Transit. So I couldn't find, any construction in North York, so I don't have nothing to talk about. So Ritesh, if you know anything, you can share.
Everybody can share. So if somebody want to discuss about North York, so I could, one thing I would like to share with you guys. So mostly now there are no more high-rise projects. So they're mostly the projects coming up are redevelopment projects. Like there are 4 or 5 buildings are being demolished and they are trying to build, townhouses or like that. And the price North York, I think this is very close to downtown price. Like there is an area downtown than midtown, and midtown I think is a part of North York, and the prices there also 2-bedroom start from 1 million. So North York, the prices are very close to downtown, and more people like to live in North York because downtown is very congested, and North York is still better because you have more connectivity. Because in downtown, the problem is you are connected only with Garnier Expressway, and in North York, you are, as you said, you are connected with a lot of stuff. So North York is even if you compare the resale prices, you will see North York is at par with the downtown, and prices are not less than $1,000 a square feet minimum in resale price. That Sam, if you remember, we sold a unit of 495 square feet in more than 500,000. Do you remember, Sam, last year?
Yes, yeah.
So, and that was a quite old building, maybe 20 years old building. So North York. If we get some opportunity, Nick, do you think any project coming up in North York in some time or in future?
Yes, for sure. In future, there will be some projects. I can research on it and let you know tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. So North York is, but I'm sure North York, if something comes up, all the Chinese people, they are just, they are just ready to grab actually. So most of the investors, what I see in North York, they are out like outside country, and they come up with 35-40% down, firm offer, and all this stuff happening. So North York is like Brampton, what Brampton is for our Desi people, North York is for mostly Chinese people. What I have heard from people. So prices are going way high now. Rentals, if I talk about rentals here, I think one bedroom start minimum from 2,000 and it can go up to 3,000. That's the story in North York right nowadays. So way too expensive. But yes, if you get some good opportunity work, and of course this would be, in fact, more sellable than downtown. This is my personal opinion. So maybe so this was good to have knowledge about information. And one thing which I like in your slide was the population growth. So more North York is, I think, if you see the population increase, so second highest percentage population increase in GTA. Okay, so can we go for the next one? Who's gonna go for the next one? For Markham.
Yep.
You wanna take it? Okay, ठीक है. कर दो share.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right, so next we'll talk about Markham. So I'm not going to go over the topic. So we all know where Markham is. I'm not going to drain this unnecessarily. So let's hit the key points and we'll keep it a little short. So Markham, from an employment standpoint, it's called the high-tech capital. Population, blah, 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 all of that. I don't think we need to belabor this. But the major companies are IBM, Aviva Insurance, Bank of China, given that there are mostly Chinese people here, GE, Honeywell, Lenovo, J&J, Toshiba. So basically there are a lot of, high-tech companies. So it's called the high-tech capital. That's the key takeaway from here. There are about 1,000 technology and life sciences companies in Markham, right? So if somebody, just a key point to remember, if somebody is in the life sciences industry and they're looking to stay close to it, so Markham would be something that you would recommend. Employment and all of this is all, I won't cover that unnecessarily. So household income, if you look at it, 150 plus, that's the highest bracket that you see, about 25,000, 24, 335 families. So what that means is that this is generally an affluent area. People who are making good income they are staying here. And one thing to note is there's a significant jump from the previous categories. So you see this is 150 plus is significantly, this is 150 plus. So we don't know how much more is than 150. This is like a catch-all bucket. So we don't know how much more people are making, but definitely tells a compelling story that people who live here have money. Employment, 58.7% is the employment rate and all of that. So, nothing to be worried about. Detached homes, that's the primary product that sells. Apartment buildings, not so much, right? So 60,000, 61,000 is probably, that's the number for the detached. That's the primary inventory. Most of the housing is concentrated around the transit corridor, around 407 and Highway 7. And I'll show you the picture on the map in the subsequent slide, so you'll get an idea what are some of the areas where most of the developments are coming. So for now, just remember 407 and 7. That's the area where most of the development is coming. Another graph that shows how the property distribution is, condo versus detached homes. Then we already talked about that. No point belaboring it. We know Chinese is the primary demographic ethnicity that is here in this, followed by Indians, Canadians, and so on and so forth.
So 46% people are Chinese.
Yes, that's why Bank of China has headquarters over there.
What is 4.5 then?
It's a
Scottish.
Yeah, it's a little bit off formatting, but yeah, it's for Scottish. Three areas that are very popular, I just wanted to share with the group because some people are shopping by neighborhoods. And I'll show you on the map also where they lie. So Cornell, this is the newest community. This is towards the east of Markham. And I'll show you the diagram, so at least you'll be able to locate it on the map where it is. So this is the newest community. This is considered one of the best. It has all the amenities, luxuries, like outdoor. It's a suburbia. So Cornell is the area. Second is if somebody is looking for walkable areas still close to urban centers, Greensboro. And then the third one that's very popular is Markham Village. This is what they call as the historic area. And if this is one of these urban areas where there's plenty of attractions to explore, farmer market and all of that. So if I show you on the map, so Cornwall is on the east end of the city. So Cornell is here, Greensboro is here, and Markham Village is over here. So these three communities that are up and coming, they're on the east side of Markham, just for something for you to remember. They have 4 shopping malls. I'm not going to belabor this, but if somebody just wanted to know, there is a lot of shopping malls in Markham for shopping as well. So let's look at the trends. I think I have the page open. Markham right here. So average selling price, very comparable to what we've looked at other places within this area. So 1.1 million is the average selling price. Detached homes selling appreciation of 9%, 19% for 4-bedroom, price range of 1.5, 1.1 million. Townhouses, you're seeing a similar increase in the price, 8%, 10%, 11%. And then for condos, also similar sort of appreciation, 9, 10. This I think is a little bit skewed, like 3-bedroom condo for $1 million. I don't know how many sales are behind this metric, but this seems to be a little bit off. But give or take, right, you're looking at least an average 1.1. Monthly change in the other areas we've seen around 3%. This is a little bit higher, 4.5%. And then yearly change of 17% as compared to some of the others, which were like low 11, 12%. So this is relatively higher as compared to some of the areas that we've looked at. Okay, so that's the market trend. Now let's look at some of the areas what are up and coming areas in Markham. So I have Google Maps open. So if you look at, so we talked about the new communities being on the east side of Markham. Right? So that's where the new communities are coming up. But majority of the development, if I zoom in, is happening between this corridor. This is Highway 7 on the top, and then you have 407 over here. So most of the condo buildings and the other pre-construction opportunities around, with condos, they're happening right over here in this area. So if I zoom in, right, this area, right, this is where this is pretty hot. That's where the new developments are coming. This is your intersection of Warden and Highway 7. So if somebody were to find out what's happening in Markham, so anything between Highway 7 and 407, this stretch, anything in between, right, this is pretty hot in Markham. So something to remember, right? This stretch is what is up and coming.
Any particular reason for this specific development?
Yep, I will share why that is. So this is a screenshot of, again, we talked about Highway 7 and Warden Avenue, because there is so much of upcoming development. They are adding transit, right? The Viva, Go, and this is the projected increase in the vehicle traffic. And that's where most of the development is happening. New construction projects are coming because it's close, right? Close to good transportation, still close to suburban area. If somebody is looking for that outdoor style, they can go a little bit east and then get that feel. So this is where most of the builders are focusing on. So if I were to just put it on a map, right, this intersection right here, that's where most of the future development is coming. This is Highway 7 and 407 corridor. So I want to show you, this is again that Viva Next project. It's 72% complete. This is also in Markham, close to that same intersection that I talked about. So it's 72% complete. Opening date, they're saying 2020. I'm not sure how much of that is getting pushed out. But once that's there and the new projects that are there, right? So this is the view of the new project. So you got Warden Avenue here, then you got Highway 7 over there. So if you look at this River Park, so phase 1 sold out, phase 2 sold out, right? All of these are sold out phases. And this is something that they have just launched. And this is the future development. You're getting transit over here, and then you have like commercial shopping complex over here. So this is like the hard area to be in. I don't think we have any inventory, Ritesh. That this is just launched around Riverview. Does anybody on the call have any idea about Riverview project, or have they heard anything? How that is selling? Maybe something that we can consider pursuing.
Nick, any update?
Have you heard of this project? Has anybody heard about this project?
I haven't heard on this project.
Because given that 3 phases are already sold out. I would suggest something to look into, right? I can also personally look into it and see what the deal is, given that they just launched, what their pricing and everything is. I did not get a chance to go through it. Again, this is the master planned community. Same like the Brantford one, Grand Bell was also a master planned community, where they start out with phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. And then there is a consistent appreciation. And with master planned communities, you get to see these transit centers being close to that location. So you get that added advantage and benefit also. So this is one of the master planned communities. I suggest that we look into it and see if there's an opportunity to sell Riverview. Okay.
You can just open one project. Are you done with this?
Yes, with Markham I'm done.
So there is a project called Jade Garden. Just go to Google Drive and just open that.
Right.
I need to bring my charger.
Yeah, this is the one that we are doing, correct?
Yeah, so we have invented this project.
On our common sheet, Ritesh, do we track which project we have inventory, which project we don't?
So whenever we get inventory, we just update it in the folder actually.
Okay.
So this project we have inventory as of now. So you can just discuss and just bring the charger.
Okay. So I've not looked at it very closely, but in terms of let's look at the pricing, right? Because the deposit structure. So there are 2 deposit structures: 20,000 on signing, and then 7,500 for 8 months. Or second option is 10,000 on signing and 5,000 per month for the next 6 months, and then 40,000 due 60 days prior to closing date. So this is very aggressive. So that's basically 756. So about 70 or 80,000 is what you have to put down, give or take. And this one works out to be 30,000 plus 40, and then another 40 at closing. Yeah, this option 2 seems very aggressive in my opinion. So 30 and 40 down for securing a townhome. They're giving 5 appliances included. These days, builders are not giving any appliances. In fact, they're not even giving the ACs, right? That's also they are taking out. So good incentives. Do we know when the closing is, Ritesh, for this? I couldn't see it.
Let me just check. I think after 2 years, this is a new launch.
New launch? Okay, 2 years.
Paramount.
Yep, I saw that.
So we
yeah, the option is pretty aggressive. So 40,000 down, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then another 40 in the 60 days prior to closing.
So there are 2 options. So either you could go for 70. Just go down.
Okay.
So you can either pay 20,000 and 7,500 for 8 months, or you could go for 10,000 and. So this is a good option.
Yeah. So how much does that 70? Let me just do a quick math. So 7,500.
60,000, 80,000. Total is 80,000.
80,000, yeah.
ऊपर उन्होंने 80,000 पूरा कर दिया 8 months
This is
में
actually more promising because this is 60 days prior to closing.
So you are paying here 10,000.
40,000.
And then you are paying 30,000, 40,
that's
and
right.
40,000 before closing.
So basically, this works out to 10,000 per month if this is 80.
ये है पूरा. Okay, just have a look on this project. So this inventory.
In this we have inventory?
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
This is
And what's the pricing?
pricing. I think this is around.
Yeah.
This is around 8.
It is very comparable. I looked at some of the market stats, very comparable to how much they're selling right now.
Yeah.
Resales.
So if somebody wants in Markham, we have detached option also. Here we have detached starting from 4 million, which is quite good with respect to this Markham market.
Yeah.
36 feet detached.
And then option to build out basement. They're actually very flexible on this. So ground floor, they're making all the changes on the floor plan.
So Ritesh, do we have an email for this template?
ये पूरा folder बना हुआ है. I might have email. I'll send you guys.
ठीक है, because
I think
we can send it to the Singaporean lady we met the other day.
Oh yes, yes. Yes, we could do that.
Okay.
So new blog is released just now. I could send you the email. ठीक है, मैं भेजा email आप लोगों को. Okay, what else?
Okay, Stouffville.
Yes.
Given that we have 7 more minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll skip through the main section. We all know where Stouffville is. Right? We looked at Richmond Hill, Markham, Whitchurch, Stouffville, right here, marked by the red boundary. This all I'm not going to cover. Development, right? So I think one thing to note is that this falls in the Oak Ridge Moraine area. So that's this green color on the map here. The only challenge with this is an ecological area where there are some restrictions around it, but due to some of the urban sprawls, people moving out of Toronto, in these areas, there is a lot of pressure to build new homes, given that there is not enough housing available. So there is rapid development we are seeing in this area, but something to keep in mind that this, Stouffville area falls in the ecological area, which is called Oak Ridge Moraine area. So something to note. I was actually surprised to see the prices on the market.
Just to show you, just to go back, when you go back. So when we talk about ecologic, this kind of area, then always the population density is quite low, and many people like this kind of locations, and you find all this heritage big
lots,
big lots there, and you don't find a lot of traffic in future also, and more greenery.
Yeah, because there is pressure to keep the sprawl low as possible.
Yeah.
So why are people moving to Stouffville? I was actually surprised to see some of the pricing. And that's the reason. It's primarily because of all these young people who work in downtown Toronto who are used to living in condos that are 800, 900,000. So what's going on in their mind is, let me just sell my downtown condo, given because of this COVID situation, it's all work from home. Let me get something that is 3,000, 2,500 square feet, detached home. I'll work from home. And basically that's how people are ending up in this area. It is relatively cheaper, so you get more space for the same price. So now let's look at some of the comparables. So 1.1 million. Right? There's hardly any population over there, but the prices have skyrocketed very quickly. So if you look at it, even the detached homes like 18%, 14%, close to 20%, right? 1.2, 1.1, 1.9.
So guys, since the project we are coming up, you see the price are starting from 1,000,005, and these are the resale prices. So resale prices start from 1.1 million. So you could see the project what we are planning is quite, aggressive with respect to price. So it would be easy to sell based on this location.
Yeah, that's right. Given that there is a high demand. That's basically what I wanted to cover. There's transportation line. There's a Stouffville GO station that's linked to downtown Toronto. So this is the line that covers it. It takes you to Lincolnville. So Stouffville is a stop on the way. So it connects you to Union Station in Toronto. So there is transit connectivity as well. There is future transportation planned, but I think that's something in the future. So let's see. It's basically all related to the York area, so they're planning all of these.
Ritesh, can you do open the GPS location for the new project that we are launching?
Yeah, I'll try to.
And the intersection on the
Yep. So this is just
to the satellite view.
yeah. So let's talk about the new project, Ritesh, that you were sharing. So this is just
Question, just a small question. This area falls.
you're going in and out. I can barely hear you.
I'm saying that this area falls outside the purview of GTA or it is inside the purview of GTA?
Yeah, ये मुझे नहीं पता. I don't know. I think it. I'll have to check. I don't know the answer.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem.
Maybe somebody on the call knows. I don't know the answer. Like we can. This is a good question. We can research. Like when we talk about GTA, like what are some of the edge cities, north, east, and west? I think it's good to know. I don't know if this is in GTA. Ritesh, do you want to talk about the project?
York region is connecting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So let me try to. So are you done with this?
Yes. Yep. I'm done.
Okay. So give me 1 minute. Let me try to share my screen again. So regarding this Stouffville project, so I have already shared a lot of information on email. So let me try to give a recap. So basically there are two options. So they are still in discussion with the builder. So in first option, actually, first option, the commission would be 3%. 50% would be once the deposit is done and balance commission on closing. So there would be 3 lots, 36, 40, and 47. So these are the free upgrade builder will be offering only at the pre-launch stage right now. And there would be assignment of 10,000. Normally builders, they don't give assignment. So this is I think we would be having assignment, then cap development at 15,000, because in that region the development charges are quite high. So 15 is the cap adjustment and for development charge is 5,000. So I don't know the difference between, but let's keep both together for 20,000. Deposit structure, we could go up to 7 to 8 months. VIP benefit, so VIP scheme. So you are paying, 10,000 with the offer, then 10,000 after 30 days. So basically you're paying 80,000 deposit. Here you're also paying almost 90,000 deposit. And the closing would be, we are expecting early 2021. No, this doesn't look good. So there's some, I think this is typo error. So closing would be somewhere early 2022, because it will take 1.5 years to close for sure. Because I don't think if the project is not launched and somebody could close it in 6 months. And deposit would be 60 days. And if somebody
It's end of 2021, bro.
Oh, sorry, end of 21. Oh, sorry. That is fine. It's my bad. So it's end of 21. So maybe 1 year from now. And I think probably this is also not very feasible, but let's see. And further incentive is if somebody pays deposit in 60 days, then you will get free assignment. So the benefit is if somebody paid deposit in 60 days, we get our commission, half commission. And this would be the pricing. And this is net sale price, this is the commission. So this was the one option. The second option was everything remained the same. The commission become 2% and the pricing reduced by 50,000. But I think most people have said about 3%. So, and they are in discussion with builders. So hopefully we'll get the revert in, he said by Labor Day. So, okay. So next update will come after, Labor Day. So you are a firm in my list. So once builder will go ahead, we'll get the details. And okay.
Which intersection was that?
Yeah, let me show you the intersection. Give me 1 minute. So I already shared on WhatsApp also, though this is the intersection. 9th line and this, what is it called?
Open in GPS satellite if you can.
Yeah, so you will explain. You have, I think, done a good study in this area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it close to the hospital?
Do the satellite view, bro.
Okay, now Sam will explain. Yes, Sam.
Yeah, so this actual project is coming right in front of the golf club if you would zoom in, and that golf club is very famous. So if you tell anybody who's moving out of Markham, and mostly people you will see is moving out of Markham because it's get very overly crowded in Markham, and their houses have very good amount of equity, so they're selling from there and also coming to Stouffville because it's not too far from Markham. It's like you can call a Caledon of Brampton, something like that. You can call Stouffville to a Markham, right? So if you zoom out a little bit and try to go more north on 9th lane, Just go up, Ritesh. You see this here. Yeah, go more. Yeah, you see right there on your satellite view, the new house is being built on the corner there on your right. Yeah, right there. Yes. So these are the lots that are coming. These are estate lots by Castlewood Homes, and 2,700 square feet starts from 1.9 million, and the lot size is three quarter to the acre. So these are estate homes. So anybody who's looking for bigger lots and people are moving out, they have about 15 to 20 lots available, and the closing is again after 1.5 years. These are custom estate lots right across the subdivision that we'll be working on. So everybody should know the price for these estate homes that got sold for. You know.
And
Yeah.
you know the price?
Which one?
The estate homes?
Yes. I know all the information. I can even share in our group the website for the builder that have all the floor plans and all the prices. And I'm in very good touch with the person who's representing the builder, and they are from the Markham only. He told me that a lot of people are selling their big homes in the Markham and they're moving here at this site. The good thing of this site is that the water is not from city, is by it's well water basically. So the company will be coming to doing the the underground water, and it's most filtered water. You can still put a filter at your home, and he tested that water, went to the some test center, and they said this clear water they never seen in the last 20 years. So it's good for these estate lots, because if with these big lots, if you have about a big family living like 8, 9, 10 people, you'll be just worried a lot by paying the water bill. It's going to be like $500 a month. So that's why they don't have the city water. They have the well. For each house it would be different, provided by the builder. But I can share the link, and you can look at the builder's website that will have all the information. But all lots are very big lots. They are like 210 front and almost 300 to 400 deep. It's about 3/4 an acre, you can call, like 0.25 acre.
Hello.
Starting price, how much?
Hanji.
The starting price is 1.9 million for 2,800 square feet, and it's a fully luxurious custom build builder. You can add or delete anything you want in the interior and exterior of the house. So the price that I'm telling, 1.9 for 2,700 square feet, is a very basic or medium modernized house. But if you keep going above the square feet, the prices will increase. They almost go up to 5,000 square feet for 3.5 million. And the good thing is that they are paying us 2% commission, 1% after the deposit, and 1% on the closing. So yeah, it's really good commission.
Can you hear me? Okay, let's see. Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Oh, okay. So Ritesh just walked out. So there was a question whether Stouffville is in GTA. It is in GTA actually.
Okay.
Yep. Sam, do we know who the builder is? Have they shared the name for the Stouffville project?
No, they haven't shared the builder name yet, but probably they said after the Labor Day, once they finalize everything, they will send us all the floor plans and the exterior models and the elevation and the price structure. And but for the builder name, they haven't disclosed to anybody. They're not ready to disclose to anybody yet. Basically.
And how many homes are they releasing?
I think it's about 140 homes.
140. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very big subdivision coming in there, that area. right in front of the golf club. So that's a very good point.
Are there any other detached homes around that area at all, or no?
Honestly, I haven't looked at it because I haven't looked at the other homes. Only the Castlewood homes that I said, the estate homes, they only have inventory and they're selling at the moment. And I don't think so there's any other pre-construction in Stouffville. So if that 140 homes project comes, trust me, it's very hot.
Yeah, especially for that remote area, the prices are like crazy high.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people
because
still buying it.
what people are doing is they are selling off their Markham properties or other properties. They are
That's
going
right,
there
and
because
it's
it's
moving
more
there.
peaceful and it's more greenery and more like, it's good area, less
Yeah.
traffic.
Yeah. And I saw the days on the market average days on the market is 15 days, 16 days for this area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only downside that I see is not close to any major highway.
Sorry?
I said it's not. The only downside I see is that there's no major highway nearby.
407 is pretty close.
Major 404 is right there. You're only like 6 minutes away from 404 exit. So you
The
take
Stouffville GO station is just 2 kilometers.
Yeah, you take the exit 37 right off the highway 404. You pass on to the that small little area, and then you go up to the Stouffville right away. If you pass by that area, trust me, it's very densely populated.